All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing tonight? Let's see if this sounds good. Let me make sure everything's all right on this end. If you are in the chat, if you could definitely leave a comment just to see what's going on. Hopefully, the sound is good. I got the mic hooked up, so hopefully, this is working. But yeah, if you can definitely let me know in the chat, that would be greatly appreciated. Definitely hope everybody's night's going well. It is 12:01 a.m. Christmas Eve on the East Coast here, guys. So it's definitely pretty good. Sounds good. All right. Appreciate that. Definitely thank you for coming in, brother. It's definitely good to see you. Definitely hope you're enjoying Christmas Eve so far. It's only been about a minute into Christmas Eve, but I definitely hope you're enjoying it. But yeah, check it out, guys. So we're looking at Pittsburgh area. Right at current time, we're looking at about 48 and a half degrees outside. So definitely a pretty comfortable Christmas Eve. Definitely a lot more comfortable than last year. We can definitely tell you that. We had sub-freezing temperatures last year, so we definitely are looking forward to these temperatures as we keep moving forward. Let's see here. Let me see if I can pull some other data up. I guess we can go through temperatures first. That should be okay. All right. So as we move into the early morning hours tomorrow, Pittsburgh area, we're looking at about 43, 44 degrees, right around there. So definitely a pretty comfortable morning, Christmas Eve. My family's actually celebrating Christmas early. So we're actually going to celebrate it today, which is definitely going to be awesome. So I definitely look forward to seeing everybody there. It's definitely going to be an awesome event for sure. Definitely looks like that pretty much everybody in the family has off this time. Usually that doesn't happen, but it's very good to see that we can get the family back together for the Christmas Eve 2023 celebrations. That's awesome. So as we move forward, let's go to about 11 a.m. So we're looking at 47 degrees in the Pittsburgh area. I am going to be breaking out my ugly Christmas sweater tomorrow. I know Lydia will be doing the same. So it's definitely going to be pretty awesome. Definitely want to show that off. I'll definitely post a picture of that. I will definitely post a picture of that there for sure. And definitely it is a Christmas miracle. Hello, Brooks. How are you? It's definitely good to see you here. Definitely thank you for joining. Definitely appreciate that. And definitely, Justin, it's definitely a Christmas miracle for sure. Especially given those temperatures last year were not looking good at all. But this year they're actually looking pretty fantastic. So let's actually move into about 1 p.m. That's when everybody should be arriving for the actual Christmas Eve party itself. We're looking at 47 degrees. It's definitely very, very, very nice. As you can see here, even down by Wheeling and even down to the south, this would be near, we'll go to Columbus. That's fine. We're looking at temperatures right around hovering between 49 and about 52 degrees. So it's definitely pretty good, at least for the Pittsburgh area. And as we move on and later into the evening, we're still sitting in the mid to upper 40s. So that's going to be awesome for tomorrow for sure. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a bad night at all. It looks like temperatures actually rise throughout the night just slightly. It looks like 6 p.m. Christmas Eve, definitely be sitting at 46 degrees. And as we head into about 11 p.m., it looks like it goes up about a degree to 47.2 degrees. So that's definitely awesome to see. Even into Christmas morning, 6 a.m., we're looking at 46 degrees. So that's definitely a far cry from what we had last year. But it's definitely good to see that. And as we move into 1 p.m. Christmas Day here in the Pittsburgh area, we're looking at about 56 degrees. So it's definitely be very good to see what's going on with that. So that's awesome. And it looks like that will be about the high for the day on Christmas Day. It looks like 56 degrees or so. And as we head on into the night, definitely looks like Christmas night may be a little bit chillier, sitting around 40 to 41 degrees here in the Pittsburgh area. So not too shabby. Definitely not too bad at all. And definitely Merry Christmas to you too, Brooks, as well. Definitely Merry Christmas to you, Justin, as well. But definitely put Brooks' comment up there. Definitely appreciate you joining. And we will put Justin up here as well. It's definitely awesome. Definitely awesome that you guys are here. So let's see. Back out a little bit. Let's actually take a look at the rest of the nation here. It definitely looks like a lot of warmer temperatures for Texas down near the Houston area, all the way up through Dallas as well, sitting in the mid 60s and possibly even on the Gulf Coast, right around 68 degrees. That's definitely pretty good. Actually, going to be the 8th warmest Christmas on record in the Pittsburgh area. That is definitely a fact right there. That is awesome. It's definitely, like I said, it's definitely a far cry from last year when we had those negative temperatures. It definitely was not good. Even into the Texas Panhandle area, it was definitely. Let me see here. Ruidoso, New Mexico. All right, we'll definitely take a look at that as well. Take a look at these temperatures. Even big shout out to Dark Waters down here in New Orleans, looking at about 63 degrees currently. So that's pretty good. Let's actually go over to in Oklahoma as well. Definitely shout out to BDRP. But we're looking at Oklahoma City sitting at about 58 degrees. It looks like the only really cold spot in Oklahoma at the moment is in the Panhandle, up near Boise City. And this would be near Keyes as well, sitting in the lower to mid 40s there. So not too bad. Let me see. I want to get an actual good handle on your position there. There we go. So it looks like 34 degrees or so. In I hope I pronounced this right. Ruidoso. I could be wrong. Oh man, I wish you were definitely here for sure. It's definitely it's a little nerve wracking without you. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I definitely wish you were here as well. But I'm definitely glad that you get to spend Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with family as well. So that's definitely awesome. And also, I definitely want to thank you for the shout out that you got from me from Reed Timmer. So that was definitely pretty awesome. I'm very thankful for that. It was definitely not expected for sure. So that was definitely pretty awesome. Definitely appreciate that. It was definitely nice to see somebody that you and I have both looked up to, and I'm glad that he mentioned both of us in the video as well. So definitely shout out to Reed Timmer. Definitely thank you for the video there for Christmas, as well as to remind us to never stop chasing as well. That's definitely awesome. I definitely tell you, Reed's a hell of a storm chaser for sure. And Justin and I definitely hope to see you out in the field, actually storm chasing. Hopefully we can get out there this season. We definitely plan on it, so we'll see what happens there. So Brooks, we'll give you a forecast here. So definitely Christmas Eve morning, 7 a.m. looks about 31.9 degrees. So definitely pretty chilly in that area as well. We head into 11 a.m. looking at 31. Looks like we warm up a little bit, just slightly above freezing for the 1 p.m. Time frame tomorrow. So it's definitely jacket weather for sure. Possibly, I know some people are actually used to the cold in certain areas as well, but it's definitely going to be pretty chilly. 6 p.m. though, looks like we do warm up tomorrow, or I should say today, later on today at 6 p.m., up to about 36 degrees. So that's definitely good. And we move on to 10 p.m., looking at 32.6. So just right, just hovering just above freezing there. So that's actually not too bad. I definitely wished temperatures would get a little bit warmer for you. And as Santa Claus is delivering those presents, it definitely looks like it's going to be below freezing, unfortunately. So we definitely hope that Santa's bundled up out there, hopefully dominating the storm out there. We definitely want to make sure that he is able to deliver presents to everybody around the world. So it's definitely pretty awesome. Good. I'm glad you had fire. I'm glad you have firewood. That's good. That's awesome. No, that'll definitely keep you warm. But yeah, it looks like Christmas Day. Unfortunately, it looks like 26 degrees at 10 a.m. So that's definitely pretty cold. But it looks like at 1 p.m. you guys do warm up just slightly above freezing once again, 32.3 degrees. And even 4 p.m. looks like you go back up to 33.4. So definitely a little bit warmer. So that's definitely good news. Definitely looks like Christmas night, though. Definitely goes down. See here. Definitely dips down into the 20s. It's definitely possible that you could see even teens showing up here in the area. So possibly even below 20 degrees here, maybe 19. We'll definitely take a look at that. Let's actually back this up. Let's get the composite reflectivity here. So that way we can show you what's going on. We can actually look at the precipitation type. See if you're expecting any precipitation along the lines. Definitely, it's certainly possible. It does look like around 9 a.m. Tomorrow that there could be possibly some freezing rain in the area. We'll definitely have to keep a lookout for that as well. But definitely, if freezing rain does develop, definitely make sure that you are prepared out there. Sometimes freezing rain, oftentimes freezing rain can be very, very treacherous. So definitely be careful out there. Let me see here. Make sure that this is actually going to work. Sorry about the delay there. Definitely don't want to leave any airtime, but hang on one sec. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Freezing rain might not be good, but definitely looks like it clears up for the rest of Christmas Eve. And even heading into Christmas as well, it looks like it's pretty clear there. Yeah, not too much in the way of freezing rain in that area or any other precipitation. So it definitely looks pretty good. So that might just be just a slight chance of freezing rain there. Definitely looks like some snow up to the north, to the east of Santa Fe, and up to the north of Espanola as well. But yeah, unfortunately, it definitely looks like some freezing rain could possibly develop. I love this name, by the way, Truth or Consequences. That is a very, very awesome name for a town or a city. That's definitely pretty cool. Oh, you're very welcome, Brooks. Yeah, definitely appreciate you joining for sure. So yeah, it's definitely pretty awesome. Let me see if I can get this to work. We'll definitely see. Let me zoom in on this just a little bit more. Let me see if I can get a 3D image of this. It looks pretty shallow, so there might not be enough moisture in the air to actually cause that to happen. But nevertheless, we'll definitely keep a lookout for that for you. It possibly could. Brooks, I saw that they had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings for parts of New Mexico earlier today. Were you part of the warned areas? Yeah, I saw that too as well. Like that's good. I'm definitely glad that you weren't a part of those warnings. Sometimes severe weather though can definitely actually be pretty interesting. It's definitely neat, especially in New Mexico. I can imagine the lightning out there. Unfortunately, it can definitely cause some significant problems, especially the lightning, the flooding, things like that. But it's definitely interesting. I bet you have all kind of pictures of some interesting cloud formations, lightning, things like that. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that freezing rain though, because it definitely it's possible raindrops could form in a layer of warm air above freezing and then fall into a sub-freezing layer near the ground. Fun fact of it, let me read that. WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley portrayed character Cactus Jack was booked from. Oh yeah, that's true. That is right. Nice. I like the facts. That's pretty awesome. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for putting that in there for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that as well. Let me actually go to the current radar to see what's going on out there. Definitely doesn't look like anything in the way of precipitation around your area, Brooks. So that's definitely good news. Um, Same cannot be said. Let me actually go to the winter weather precipitation here, just to show you guys. Let's loop this so that way we have some animation going on here. Definitely looks like there's some rain heading into New Orleans here. So, Dark Waters, if you are watching this or if you watch it on demand later, definitely be on the lookout for some rain heading in. I have only lived here a year. I'm from Plainview. Okay, that's awesome. Plainview, Texas, too. That's probably a very interesting area as well. The Panhandle of Texas often gets hit by some of those winter storms as well. I'm sure that you've had some experience with those. It would definitely be awesome to hear some of your like weather experiences that you've had. I'm sure you've had quite a few, especially living in Texas and now living in New Mexico. That's definitely pretty awesome. We've had our fair share of interesting weather here in Pennsylvania. I do remember Hurricane Ivan back in 2004. So that was definitely pretty. That was actually an interesting event. I think I was still in. I don't know if I was in middle school. I don't know if I was in middle school or elementary school. It was 2004. Probably middle or elementary, maybe heading right into middle school. But yeah, I mean, I remember my dad saying that he actually had to drive across like flooded roadways with the Jeep and actually move down trees out of the way just to get to the school because they were actually going to keep us there overnight. But they said if we could contact our parents, they would allow us to go home. So that was definitely an interesting experience. I know we had the big storm in 2008. Yeah, that's it. Yep, fifth grade. There it is. I know. That would definitely be appreciated. But yeah, we were definitely both in fifth grade. Yep, that's correct. Yep, that's correct. Hurricane Ivan, definitely. Brooks says definitely. I lived in Tornado Alley. Plainview has been hit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. I definitely want to come down to Texas eventually, just to be able to experience some tornadoes as well. I definitely want to get up close and personal to a tornado. That would definitely be. It's definitely a dream of mine. I know it's not a lot of. It's probably a really weird dream, but I definitely love storm chasing. When Justin and I get the chance, we usually go storm chasing here in Pennsylvania. We usually don't see much, but we did have a tornado warning. I think it was an EF2 or EF3 that we were very close to here in Pennsylvania. We actually drove away very fast. We were whipping around bends and things just to get away from it. We did see some debris in the air. We saw some power flashes, things like that. I believe, I don't know if I still have that video on YouTube or it might be on Facebook. I'll definitely, if it's on Facebook, I'll have to try to get it on YouTube so you guys can see it. But we did have our fair share of encounters with severe weather. We've had our first storm chase was actually up near the Zelienople area. So if I take you guys here real quick, so World Weather Authority Studio. Let me get my words right. Right around the Pittsburgh area, we actually went up to the north here in Zelienople. There was a gas station, a Speedway gas station that we actually sat in the parking lot as we watched the storm come in. It was definitely an interesting shelf cloud, lots of lightning. Of course, Justin and I were right out in the middle of it. We were dominating the storm for sure. So it was definitely pretty neat. But yeah, this season we're definitely going to hit the ground running for sure. In terms of storm chasing, we definitely want to get out there as much as we can for sure. I definitely hope that we can both be off for storm chases as well. We might have some chases from home as well. So definitely pretty cool. Yeah, I think that is on the original World Weather Authority Facebook page. I definitely believe it is. But yeah, let's take a look at the rain, guys. So we definitely have some rain hitting the Texas area. So this is extending along a line down from Vernon, Abilene, San Angelo, Sonora as well. This actually heads down into Mexico. So this is definitely going to push off to the east, eventually going to impact Brownwood and all the way through Dallas. Looks like Dallas just got hit by a line of showers. Doesn't look like any lightning at the moment. Houston, you guys got soaked here. Galveston as well, down through Bevel Oaks, Lumberton, North Cleveland, Liberty. Oh, you too, Brooks. Thank you very much. Definitely hope you have a Merry Christmas as well, and blessings to you and your family as well. Definitely thank you for coming into the live. We definitely appreciate that. And as we move to the north, we do have some rain heading into Oklahoma, heading through Elk City, Clinton, Oklahoma City, right along the I-40 corridor here and the I-44 corridor. This is actually going to head right into more Oklahoma City, Edmond, Norman, Shawnee, and it's actually hitting Ardmore here up through McAllister, and it's eventually going to make its way up through Fort Smith as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We definitely have some rain hitting in Kansas here, Wichita, Medicine Lodge, Pratt, Hutchinson. This is eventually going to push off to the northeast and impact Topeka later on tonight. And this actually extends all the way through Nebraska and even all the way into North Dakota and Minnesota here as well. So we definitely have a lot of weather going on. It's definitely not anything in terms of severe at the moment, so that's good news. We do have some snow developing here through Wyoming down into Colorado as well. So we look at Riverton, Lander, eventually heading into Casper, it looks like as well. This definitely is definitely associated with a shortwave low pressure system that's coming through. Definitely looks like Fort Collins and Estes Park, Laramie as well. The Buttes definitely getting impacted by some snow. Definitely looks like Grand Junction and Rifle, Glenwood Springs, Meeker down here in Colorado, definitely getting impacted as well. Looks like Denver is experiencing some rain and snow mix. So definitely not too bad of an evening right now. So that's definitely good. Looks like it's pretty quiet in the Pittsburgh area, except for some showers heading down towards Waynesburg, right along the Mason-Dixon line, down through Morgantown, New Martinsville, Woodsville, Wheeling. You're just to the rain is just to the south of you there. So not too much to worry about. Looks like some rain is heading into Harrisburg, Carlisle, eventually heading into Lancaster as well. Looks like Lancaster just got hit by some rain, heading into Westchester, and eventually heading into Philadelphia tonight as well. New York City definitely getting in on the rain action as well in the higher elevations here. Right up through, I would say, Utica, all the way down right into Fallsburg, Monticello here. Looks like some snow showers setting off, and even up into portions of New England as well, getting into the action. Definitely looks like some heavier snow bands right around the Merrickville, Wolford area, Brockville. Yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting for sure. Let's actually go back. Let me see. I might be able to pull up some 3D radar for you guys. Let's actually head up into Minneapolis. There's definitely some heavier rain up here towards St. Joseph, Melrose, and Sauk Center here. You can definitely see those heavier bands coming in with the 3D radar. Definitely looks like some of these are actually pulse bands as well. So there could be some rumbles of thunder, maybe some lightning definitely developing in some of these storms as they reach into the atmosphere pretty extensively here. But it's definitely interesting to see. Let's see what else we got. I'm curious to see some of this rain down to the south of us, down near Waynesburg and Aleppo. Definitely looks like there could be some intense bands here as well. Definitely looks like it's sort of training along maybe a warm frontal zone here for sure. And that's definitely very, very interesting to see. I definitely want to look at some of the snow up to the north as well. Let's see if we can get into the action here. Definitely curious. Oh, that's an interesting radar image. Looks like the radar's on the fritz there. And check that out. It's almost like a snowflake, right? Almost looks like a snowflake. That's pretty neat. Unfortunately, this is an artifact of the radar. This actually isn't. Looks like some of this in here may actually be occurring, but all of this, unfortunately, is just radar aliasing. Basically, radar on the fritz. Definitely not good. See if we can find. It looks like a lot of those radars up to the north have that. I'm actually going to look into this a little bit more after the live stream. I definitely want to see what exactly causes this this pattern to show up, this sort of like snowflake pattern. It's pretty neat. But let's take a look at temperatures across the nation as well. Let's pull that up. Let's go to the HRRR model. Yeah, it definitely looks like this system is definitely going to get its act together. This low pressure system, mid-latitude cyclone, definitely coming through. So definitely check out our video on mid-latitude cyclones. We just uploaded earlier today. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the subtitles to appear on the video. You probably could click the subtitles button on the actual on your side of YouTube. That'll probably work as well. But take a look at this, guys. Looks like right through South Dakota, down into Nebraska, and even parts of Kansas. Take a look at this mixed bag of precipitation here. It's definitely not good. When you start getting sleet and freezing rain into the mix there, it's definitely not a good situation. So travel could definitely be very treacherous in this area for sure. We can definitely pull up the winter storm severity index as well. We'll take a look at that, the WSSI. I believe that some of our professors, and I believe we worked on a project at Cal that actually contributed to the development of winter storm indexes or indices like that. I'll have to go back and look at the research papers that I have, but I do believe that we actually contributed to that, which is definitely pretty neat. We also have an atmospheric river low pressure system also coming in here. It looks like this is going to be 12 p.m. It definitely looks like a lot of heavy rain coming in. We'll take a look at some rain totals in a little bit here. Definitely looks like some of the rain picks up in intensity around the Dallas area, down through Waco, Tyler, Longview as well, heading over to Shreveport. Definitely looks like New Orleans is going to have some rain as well. A lot of thunderstorms possible and a lot of interesting, strong blips on radar. I mean, 63 dBz on radar is definitely pretty strong. We're looking at 72 as well. There could be some water spouts out here. So if you live along the Gulf Coast, just say from Houston all the way across through Mobile, if you look to the south, you may be able to catch some water spouts. Just be careful doing so. You definitely don't want to be caught in some of those events. Yeah, it definitely looks like we're going to have a lot of precipitation. Let's actually take a look at that. Man, some of these totals could be insane. This might be overestimating some of these totals, possibly, but it looks like 4 inches of rainfall down towards the south of Dallas, possibly even three and a half, almost 3.5 to 4 inches as well through Dallas, McKinney, Tyler, even through Beaumont as well. We're looking at about almost 3 inches of rainfall. Would definitely that could be an overestimate by the radar. I would definitely assume that about an inch and a quarter, inch and a half is definitely not out of the question. But take a look at some of these heavier bands just offshore, where some of these water spouts and convective activity could be occurring. Definitely looking at 8.28 inches of rainfall over the ocean there. So that's definitely very interesting. We even have some heavy rainfall occurring now that will occur over the next about 12 hours, 14 hours or so, out through Ada, Sulphur, Colgate, even up through Seminole here. Definitely possibly 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. It could be an overestimate. Again, this is not a forecast. This is just model data. We'll take a look at maybe some forecasts in a little bit, but take a look at that offshore. You can definitely see some of those heavier precipitation bands coming in. If these bands do make it onshore later in the afternoon tomorrow, it definitely looks like it could be a heavy rain event for the Gulf Coast. And that makes me curious, actually. But before I do that, I definitely want to go into some of the. Ooh, see, that's a major overestimation of rainfall, I believe. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, we're talking about 15 inches of rainfall. We'll have to check that. I don't believe that's going to be correct, but we'll definitely take a look at that. Let's see. Let me see if we have any. It looks like we do. Looks like there's a slight risk of severe weather. Let me get the model data off of here quickly. All right, there we go. So definitely does look like we have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms down here to the south. Let me make sure this is up to date. Valid. Yep, looks like it. Let me confirm this real quick. Hang on 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure I give you accurate information here. Yep. So we do have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms here. So a few thunderstorms are possible across portions of the southern high plains. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye out on that for sure. So water vapor imagery shows a mid-level low associated trough. So basically a low pressure system heading in, moving east or ejecting east across the southern Rockies and southern high plains. Strengthening forcing for ascent continues to spread east across the southern high plains atop a moist boundary layer featuring upper 50s to lower 60s dew points. So those are definitely pretty high dew points for the winter. Weak buoyancy was sampled by Midland, Texas at 600 joules per kilogram for mixed layer Cape. So that's convective available potential energy. So that's definitely pretty neat. I'll have to make a video on that as well for you guys. What Cape actually means. Let me see here. Let me make sure. So Cape, just to let you guys know, Cape, like I said, stands for convective available potential energy. So in the field of meteorology, Cape is the measure of the atmosphere's instability and its potential to support the upward movement of air. So higher Cape values indicate greater potential for severe thunderstorms because they suggest a more unstable atmosphere. Cape is often used by meteorologists like myself to assess the likelihood of convective activity and the intensity of thunderstorms as it quantifies the energy available for vertical development within a storm. So this is what Cape is. This is mixed layer Cape here. It says, although slow nocturnal cooling will occur across the southern Great Plains, Weak buoyancy will be maintained. Through the mid to late evening hours, the severe risk will be greatest near the Big Bend, northward into parts of the Permian Basin. Large hail, severe wind gusts may accompany the stronger storms before gradual waning or weakening of storms as they move east into western parts of central Texas tonight. Farther north and over northwest Texas and far southwestern Oklahoma, a forced convective band may yield an isolated risk for localized severe gusts before this convection band becomes increasingly elevated and moves east of an instability axis. Once these storms move east, they're definitely going to decouple from that instability axis and possibly just die out. But we could get some downbursts from that, so we're going to have to watch that very carefully. It looks like we do. Let me try to change this real quick if I can. Sorry for doing this on the fly, guys. Just want to make sure that we actually get, let me see here. Let's actually fill this a little bit so we can see. There we go. As you can see, the yellow area here is where the slight risk is. And the green is the marginal risk. So let's take a look at that. So yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting area. The marginal risk. Actually, let me actually go into that. There we go. So we definitely have a marginal risk. This is from San Angelo, Sonora, Ballinger, Abilene, Sweetwater, Snyder, Lubbock, all the way up through Childress and Memphis, Texas. So the marginal risk for severe weather basically is defined from the Storm Prediction Center or the SPC. It indicates that isolated severe storms are possible but not widespread. Implies that the atmospheric conditions could support the development of severe weather elements such as thunderstorms, hail, or damaging winds, but the overall coverage or intensity is expected to be limited. It's a lower level of risk compared to slight, enhanced, or moderate risk, but it still suggests the need for awareness and monitoring of weather updates. So definitely pay attention to your local National Weather Service office in your area as well for updates on that. We definitely have a general thunderstorm risk extending all the way from Sioux City down through the Gulf Coast here. So you can see that it's all of the same information. This can be found at the Storm Prediction Center, which is a website that we often use. This software here that we're using is called Radar Omega. It is a paid software. I believe it's like $13 a month. I think that I'm not sure if I'm grandfathered in because I think that they did raise their prices. I'll have to verify that. But yeah, it's definitely very, very good software for sure. If you have an opportunity to get it, it is available on iOS and Android, and it's also available for Windows and Mac also. So definitely it'd be an interesting thing to get your hands on. It definitely allows you to forecast weather in your area. Definitely take a look at a lot of different indices as well. So it's definitely pretty neat. Let's take a look at day 2 as well. It looks like they just dropped it down to a general thunderstorm risk. So not much in the way of severe weather expected. It is possible that from Tyler to Shreveport, there could be a marginal risk definitely put into place here. Just given the model data from earlier. Let me see here. I could probably go into that in a little bit. Definitely want to go into day 3 as well, just to see if there's anything. It definitely looks like that ejects off to the east. This is including Atlanta, Nashville, Clarksville, Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Jackson, Memphis, all the way down through Mobile, New Orleans, just on the outer fringes of that, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Orlando, even down through Miami. So this is just a general thunderstorm risk. So definitely there could be some intense bands of rain. We're going to have to watch out for flash flooding. If you do encounter flash flooding or flooded roadways, please turn around. Don't drown. Your life is more important than where you're going. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Very curious. Let's see. Let's pull up some hydrologic outlooks as well. So we definitely have the chance for some rain showers here. So let's take a look at the slight risk. So there is a slight risk of excessive rainfall over areas along the middle and upper Texas coast and across portions of North Texas into southern Oklahoma. Let's see here. Looks like the marginal risk area westward to encompass where ongoing heavy rainfall events is occurring in the vicinity of a cold front farther west across portions of North Texas and southern Oklahoma. Rainfall is only just beginning. Probabilities for 2-inch exceedance as high as 30 to 60%. So that's definitely a lot of rainfall. Definitely looks like the models are agreeing. They're becoming more concise there. Looks like more recent HRRR runs have depicted similar QPF output with localized totals of 2 to 3 inches. Much of this could occur over a short period later tonight in association with the expected squall line, supportive of rainfall rates up to 1 to 2 inches per hour. So that's definitely pretty strong rain there, guys. Farther south across Texas Gulf Coast, we're looking right here, right down across the Houston area, down through Victoria, Bay City, Sugar Land, Galveston, up through Beaumont and Port Arthur, the Woodlands as well, which includes Houston and the I-45 corridor, I-10 corridor as well. It definitely looks like the slight risk was trimmed a bit on the western edge based on observational trends and newer model guidance. The remainder of the area looks on track. Looks like for 3-inch exceedance as high as 40 to 70%. So that's even greater than the actual risk up towards Dallas as well. But it looks like 3 to 4 inches of rainfall expected. Any flash flooding should remain fairly localized within urbanized terrain and poor drainage areas facing the greatest risk. So definitely not good there for sure. Let's actually move on to the next day here. So this is for today. This is for Christmas Eve. And let's head into Christmas Day here. Definitely looks like that excessive rainfall outlook pivots up to the north to include Kansas City, Missouri. Right along the I-49 and I-44 corridors here includes Joplin, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Olathe, down through Miami, Claremore, Muskogee, Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Rogers, and Bella Vista. And we also have a second area or a double-pronged threat here. This includes New Orleans, Gulfport, Mobile, and Pensacola as well. Let's click on that. Slight risk of excessive rainfall across the western Ozarks. Let me move this over here. Through the Kansas City metro area for portions of the central Gulf Coast. A strong shortwave rotating around the base of a low-pressure system will move east across Texas and then turn north into Missouri by early Christmas, Monday morning. The trough will close off into an upper-level low, which will help turn the shortwave northward. The result will be a continued eastward progress of the ongoing squall line and prefrontal convection. So we definitely, prefrontal convection is actually a very interesting topic. I think I'm going to make a video on that maybe later on. But it's definitely interesting to see the gravity waves and the banding in prefrontal convection. Looks like this is going to move from East Texas east through the Florida Panhandle. Greater instability, moisture, which includes precipitable water values, potentially exceeding 1.5 inches, will support storms ahead of the main line. Flash flooding here is most likely in the included urban areas such as New Orleans, Gulfport, Mobile, and Pensacola. So dark waters, if you are listening, definitely be on the lookout for flash flooding. Just in time for Christmas Day, unfortunately. So we definitely hope you stay safe. We definitely pray that you will stay safe and that your family stays safe. For the northern slight risk, wow, my voice is cracking a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like the forcing turning northward. The area along Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas border covers a much longer time period of somewhat lighter intensity precipitation, though thunderstorms may impact the area Sunday morning. Flash flooding in this area is most likely in the urban areas, including the slight risks such as Kansas City, St. Joseph, Joplin, Fayetteville, and Bentonville. Looks like the slight risk area was downgraded between the two remaining slights for portions of East Texas, much of Louisiana, and portions of Arkansas. So that's definitely, it's good that it was downgraded. So it looks like it actually, this was actually combined at one point. But it looks like we have two main focused areas here. So definitely be on the lookout. Like I said, if you happen across flooded roadways, turn around, don't drown, guys. Even, hate to say, but even if you're heading to a Christmas party and you encounter flooded roadways, it's best to turn around, guys. You definitely don't want to keep moving forward. Definitely don't want to put your life in danger or anybody else's life in danger. It's I hate to say, but it's not worth your life. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. Let's actually head into day 3 as well. Looks like there is a marginal risk for excessive rainfall. This actually extends into North Carolina, South Carolina, which includes Charlotte, Asheville, Greenville, Columbia, Charleston, Augusta, Atlanta, Macon, Albany, Dothan, Panama City, Apalachicola, Jacksonville, even through Gainesville, Cedar Key as well, Savannah, Georgia, and getting in on the action there. Definitely looks like Myrtle Beach is out of that, so that's definitely good news. Let's take a look at this. There's marginal risk of excessive rainfall for portions of the southeast. Let's see here. Let me see. So near the Florida Panhandle, most of the guidance keeps the storms offshore, so that's definitely good news. And quickly weakens any convection to a steady rain as it moves ashore. The lack of forcing and instability along the coast should preclude all but an isolated instance or two of flash flooding where the heaviest rain persists the longest, so the slight risk was downgraded. That's good news. Second area of convection is offshore of South Carolina and is unlikely in any of the guidance to move ashore, as much of the rainfall should push east. The third area of heavy rain will be in the southern Appalachians, or Appalachians, however you want to say that, on the south and east facing slopes of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. While forecast rainfall of 2 to 3 inches is likely, the combination of very dry soils, lack of instability, largely causing much of the upslope enhancement to be weak. I think those 2 to 3 inches of rain will fall over much of the day into the overnight and will be too light to cause flash flooding. Thus, the general marginal risk area remains for much of the southeast. So definitely good news. It's definitely a lot of rain. But it could be more beneficial than harmful, so that's definitely good news there. Let's take a look if there's any fire weather warnings out there. Definitely doesn't look like it, so that's good news. No fire weather warnings. Yeah, that's good. Nothing appearing on there. That's good news. Maybe it doesn't look like we have any tropical weather. Let's take a look at winter weather. Let's look at the severity index. Let's look at days 1 through 3. So you can definitely see where the impact is going to be. Bullseye, this is going to be to the west of Sioux Falls. This is going to be in Winter, Platte, O'Neill. This is going to be right into South Dakota, into northern or northeastern Nebraska here. So let's take a look at this. We're looking at dangerous or impossible driving conditions. Avoid travel. This is actually in this red area here from Winter, Platte, O'Neill, right along Highway 50, Highway 18 here. Just to the west of Interstate 29, widespread closures and disruption to infrastructure may occur. Avoid travel if possible. So that's definitely not what you want to hear around Christmas time. Then we have some little areas here focused up towards, it looks like just to the southeast of Seattle here, where some moderate impacts can occur. Hazardous driving conditions, use extra caution while driving. Closures and disruptions to infrastructure may occur. It definitely looks like the bullseye is going to be right here in southern South Dakota and northern and northeastern Nebraska. It's just extending all the way up through even into portions of southern or southeastern North Dakota and even into portions of western Minnesota as well. We're definitely going to have to keep an eye out on that. The rest of the country actually looks pretty good in terms of winter weather. It's definitely good news for December. Let's see here. Turn this off. So let's actually take a look at the probabilities for 4 inches or greater. It's definitely possible right to the west and southwest of Denver. Definitely looks like we're going to have a high risk of possibly receiving 4 inches or more. Looks like interacting northern and southern stream short waves will emerge from the Intermountain West on Sunday and then phase into an extremely large and anomalous closed low over the plains by Monday. This feature will continue to deepen on Monday with 700 to 500 millibar heights reaching to -1 to -2 sigma, according to the NEFS. Across the plains, forcing an extremely amplified mid-level wave to result in only very slow eastern translation of the closed low. So it definitely looks like it's going to be a slow and prolonged event here. That's exactly why it's going to cause a lot of heavy snowfall just to the west of Denver there. And it's definitely possible even up through Nebraska here that we could definitely see some snowfall as well. Definitely not as high, it looks like, though. So that's definitely good news. Let me go back a little bit. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Definitely appreciate that. As I said, there's that bullseye. Looks like Plainview, Bloomfield Center, Cretan, and Crofton here. Very high risk of 4+ inches of snowfall there. Unfortunately, that is right on Christmas. We're going to have to keep an eye out on that. And even day 3, still another bullseye across the same area. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And it definitely looks like up into Canada as well. This is near Whistler and Pemberton. This is right along 99 here. Definitely a high risk chance of snowfall, and even into the Cascade Mountain Range here as well. Definitely looking at that. This is right along 20 here, just to the west of Winthrop. So definitely be on the lookout. Overall, it definitely looks like it's going to be very, very interesting. Let's actually take a look at the climatological outlooks real quick before I jump off of here. Definitely appreciate you guys joining. If you can share, if you can like, subscribe, and share the video, it would definitely be appreciated. Let's take a look at the temperature outlook over the next 6 to 10 days. Definitely looks like it's going to be a lot warmer. Unfortunately, right along the California coast and Oregon coast, this could definitely mean that we might be getting some more rainfall events here as well. We're going to have to watch out maybe for some very dry conditions up to the north of Duluth, even into Canada as well, near Thunder Bay. This could be, unfortunately, a breeding ground for fire weather. We're going to have to watch that for sure. Looks like Florida is definitely going to be 70% chance of temperatures being below normal. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on that. Even along the Gulf Coast, we're looking at about 50% chance of it being colder down there. So it's definitely not good. We might have some falling iguana warnings out throughout Florida for the next 6 to 10 days. We'll definitely have to keep an eye out on that. Definitely looks like warmer weather to the north in Maine as well, in New England. Let's take a look at the 8 to 14 day. Still basically the same thing. Looks like we're got 33% chance below normal temperatures here in the Pittsburgh area as well. This is 8 to 14 days out. And unfortunately, still warm right along the coast here. It's good news if you like warm weather, bad news if you like rain. Or bad news if you don't like rain, I should say, because it's definitely possible we could have some of those atmospheric rivers and the Pineapple Express coming through. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye out on that. Let's take a look at precipitation amounts as well. And as I said, definitely 50% chance above normal precipitation, extending from San Francisco down through Los Angeles, even Eureka getting in on the action. Unfortunately, if you like snow in the Pittsburgh area, it definitely looks like we're not going to see much in terms of that. 40% chance of precipitation being below normal over the next 6 to 10 days. Let's actually extend this out to 8 to 14 days. Same thing, 40% chance of below normal precipitation. Looks like the Gulf Coast is going to get on the action down here near Corpus Christi. We're going to have 50% chance above normal precipitation over the next 8 to 14 days. Same thing through the coast of California here, San Francisco, San Jose, Fresno, Bakersfield, Santa Maria, Santa Clarita here, Los Angeles, and even all the way down through San Diego. So we're going to have to watch out for flooding events there, and even up through Anchorage, Alaska as well. So definitely get those atmospheric rivers coming into the north and to the south. So unfortunately, we could have some split flow happening here. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. All right, guys, I'm probably going to jump off of here, but I definitely appreciate you joining me. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Definitely appreciate all of your support. We do have a new logo in the making. We actually have a professional making the logo for us. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas Eve and a very, very Merry Christmas. We definitely appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Dominate the storm.